Hey guys, Sarah here at Chicken and Bulldogs Urban Farming again. So for those of you who are new to my channel, as of a year ago, we had 4 chickens. Unfortunately, we lost 3 of the 4. Barb passed away in the summer, followed by Noodle in November. And as of the beginning of this year, we lost our beloved Parmesan. Because we were down to 1 chicken in January with our really awesome chicken, Popeye, who's still going strong and laying eggs, by the way, and very happy and healthy. Because it was the winter, we decided that it wouldn't be a good time to introduce new chickens to the flock. Not knowing that we had one of the warmest winters coming that we've ever had on record, but typical Minnesota winters are very, very cold, very, very snowy, and especially if you want to bring in young birds into the mix, it's just not a good time to introduce them to outdoor life. So all winter long, my kids were asking me questions about when are we going to get more chickens? When are we going to get more chickens? And a lot of people were asking us that same question too. One thing that we wanted to make sure is we wanted to get chickens that were young enough where we could get a few years of egg production still. For those of you that don't know a whole lot about chickens, chickens really start laying eggs about maybe 4 to 6 months old. And they'll do that till they're about 2.5 or 3, give or take. So they don't lay eggs their entire life. Eventually they do go through like a chicken menopause and they stop laying eggs. And that's what happened with all 3 that passed away last year. All 3 were done laying. They were just pets. So a lot of people were saying, why not just get chicks, right? Start off fresh. When you have chicks, you can, handle them as they're young birds and they'll get used to you picking them up. And, all these wonderful things are plus adorable. Well, I'm here to go over a few different things about raising chicks, pullets, and adult hens. The 3 are very, very different from one another. So we decided to go take a little mini road trip to several feed stores in our region in Hennepin County and check out what kind of birds they have. So if you're thinking about getting chicks, and it's May right now, and if you're in the Midwest, May is a great time if you do want to start raising some chicks. If you're in the Midwest, that's probably still going to be cold overnight, so chicks aren't something you can necessarily put outside when you first get them. So chicks, for one, you have to keep them from the adult birds who may try to attack them. Chickens can be really vicious, as lovable as they are. But chicks also require a fair amount of work and oversight. For one, they're going to need to stay in your garage or indoors, and yes, it's going to smell. 2, they need special feed. They need special kinds of water fonts. They need heat lamps so they can stay warm. They are not able to retain their body heat very well with their little fuzzy feathers that they're growing in. And there's a high rate of death at this age too. I mean, some chicks, for whatever reason, just don't survive. So you usually end up having to get quite a bit. Now, the benefits of chicks is 1, they're super cute. And 2, they're a lot cheaper than buying an older bird. But they're a lot of work. And remember, if you do live in a city like I do, your city may have a cap on how many chickens you can own, so be very careful of that. Where I live, we're allowed to have up to 4. The next stage of life for chickens is called the pullet stage. Now, pullets are kind of like teenage chickens. They are not juveniles. Well, they're still juveniles for a little bit, but they're not adults. They're kind of in that transition phase. So the thing about pullets is that they're kind of ugly looking. They're kind of going from that cute little chick look to a full feathered adult. And that process kind of leaves them looking a little bit prehistoric. Talking with other chicken farmers that I know, I figured that getting pullets would actually save me a little bit of work, and we can get chickens right when they start laying, or even right a little bit before. Unfortunately, pullets still require the same level of care just about that chicks do. You cannot introduce them to outdoors yet. They have to have climate-controlled places to live for several weeks still. And we just don't have the room in our garage. We don't want to deal with the smell, with everything that we have going on right now. We just don't have the bandwidth to take care of young birds. So going through all these different places, we decided that what we really need are just some young, fully established adults. So we did find this one place north of the cities in Anoka. And not only did they have chicks, they had pullets. They also had ducks and turkeys and things like that that you could buy there, so as well as rabbits. But this was the only place that we found that actually had for sale adult hens on the premises without having to go to a farm. So we ended up buying 3 more chickens, and now we have a flock of 4 again. That's really wonderful news. My kids are stoked. Yes, we bought them from a feed store. Yes, we paid a lot more for them than you would on Marketplace. And we had thought about looking on Facebook, not necessarily Marketplace, because Marketplace has a lot of restrictions on sales of live animals, but following different types of social media groups, there's a lot of chicken talk and things like that going on. So if you ever wanted to purchase chickens from a farm, just join a local social media group, and you should be able to get in touch with somebody. But the problem with that is you don't necessarily know the chicken's history. There's a lot of people that are selling chickens or getting rid of their chickens online, or because maybe they inherited them and they don't want them. Maybe the chickens are sick and they don't have the ability to care for them. Maybe the chickens aren't laying eggs anymore, but they don't necessarily want to cull them, but they don't want to take care of them anymore. There's a variety of reasons why people could be buying and trading and giving away chickens online. We didn't necessarily want to take that gamble. So we decided that this time, yes, we were going to pay the extra cost, get them from a store where we actually have a little bit of recourse and a little bit of history, which isn't much for these new girls. They are 4 to 6 months old, and I'm going to introduce them. So without further ado, here are our 3 new girls. Number 1, we have our new big girl, Buffalo. That was named by my son, Max. Buffalo now is the biggest girl in the flock. Pot Pie was a sizable bird, but Buffalo is just a slightly larger bird. She is what they call a calico princess. She's got this beautiful caramel color about her and golden legs. And then she's, we are not quite what color egg she is laying yet, but she's definitely laying an egg, because we were just getting 1 brown egg with just our chicken Pot Pie before, but now we are getting 2 brown eggs and 1 olive egger. And we're not sure if she is the olive egger or if she is laying the brown eggs quite yet, but we'll know in time. So she seems to be kind of the new mother hen. And she's a beautiful girl and she's hilarious. Number 2, we have Bean. Bean is an Americana that was selected by my daughter because she has the fuzzy cheeks, just like Parmesan did, and Parmesan was her favorite chicken, so there was some similarities there that drew her to Bean. She is got a lot of dark brown and black accents. She's a really gorgeous bird. There's just a lot of color variation within her feathers, and she's about the same size as Pot Pie. Number 3, this is a chicken that I selected because, you know me, everything gray is in my house, my dog, my couch, my walls. I had to get a gray chicken. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she is a sapphire olive egger. Now, she's the littlest chicken of the group. I actually don't think she's a fully established adult yet. She's on the small side, and just the vocalizations that she makes don't seem like they're quite to adult level yet. She's been practicing making a lot of noises, likes to hang inside the coop, a little bit timid. But I named her Charcoal, or what we're going to call her for short, Char or Charlie. All 3 girls are very sweet, and they actually integrated really well with Pot Pie when we introduced them. I'm going to do a video on how to introduce new chickens to each other here in a little bit, and you'll see that footage there. But so far, we are a happy family of 4 free-range chickens again. Pot Pie has been teaching all the other chickens her nasty habits, such as how to escape from the backyard, and a lot more silly adventures are to be had this year. Sterling is definitely really upset that she doesn't get to go in the backyard as much. We're trying to get the new girls not to be so afraid of us, and that includes keeping our very rambunctious female bulldog out of the backyard when they're present, just because Sterling is still 1 and kind of a puppy, and just a lot of high energy. We want to keep things nice and calm. It's going to take a while for those new girls to build up a trust with us, so they approach us and hang around us like our other 3 did, but I don't think it's going to take very long. Pot Pie is a very friendly chicken, and just shaking a scratch bucket causes her to run up to you, and I don't think it's going to be long before the other girls realize that if they don't run up to us too, they're probably going to miss out on food. And that's basically how you build friendships with animals, is through treats. But stay tuned, guys. We got a lot of other goofy chicken adventures to come, a lot of stupid bulldog footage. Keep watching, because there always seems to be something going on or going wrong at my house. Bye, guys.